Welcome to Breast Intentions, the podcast where we take off the bra of expectations and dive into honest, empowering conversations. We're your hosts, Nadine and Cynthia, two Canadian girls who swapped snow boots for flip-flops in the Cayman Islands. This is your space to feel seen, supported, and a little less alone. So grab a cup of coffee or a glass of champagne and get ready for your weekly handful of truth, wellness, and empowerment. Welcome back to Breast Intentions. Today's guest is Dr. Bonnie Lambert, a doctor of acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine with over 30 years of clinical experience specializing in women's health. From perimenopause to fertility and everything in between, Bonnie combines ancient Eastern wisdom with modern functional medicine to support women through life's biggest transitions. Let's dive in.
So on today's episode, we have Dr. Bonnie Lambert, who is an acupuncturist and a traditional Chinese medicine doctor. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Excited to be here.
We're very interested in this, and I know that I had put out a notification on the women in Cayman asking for anyone that was specialized in traditional Chinese medicine, and I actually didn't know that there was someone down here on the island that does it. So why don't we have you give us a little bit of an introduction of how you got here and how you ended up practicing?
So I've been in practice since 1996, and I started out my professional career being an engineer, but I was in the office giving people echinacea, telling them what to eat, telling them to sit up straight, and so I knew that was the path that I wanted to go on. And so I left that and jumped into got a master's in acupuncture, and I thought I would do more research, and I never thought I'd have a practice. But I ended up having this beautiful practice in Hood River, Oregon for 25 years. And after that, 25 years in a small town community, I decided I gotta go. Like I've been in the same room, the same community. Yeah. And so my husband and I moved here in 2018, and so I've been practicing at a line in Camana Bay since then. We had a 2-year hiatus, but now we're back, and it's great. I love Cayman. It's super nice, and the people are wonderful, and I'm really, really happy to bring this medicine to the people here.
Right. So when you said that you were an engineer and you were telling people what to take, where did that all come from?
I've always been a little granola girl. Like growing up, I grew up in a rural town in Connecticut, actually.
Okay.
And I was always a little nature girl, and we grew up camping and lots of outdoors, and so I think that's where the root is. I don't know, but I also the Western medical model didn't sit well with me. Like I don't want to just rush off and take a drug. Are there other things that can help? And I actually had a back issue, and I went to a homeopath, and I took a sip of, it was actually St. John's wort, and it got rid of my pain, like super fast. I'm like, okay, I'm studying this. Right. And so I first started off studying homeopathy, and then I went and got my doctorate after 10 years of practice. Right. And with that, we had teachers from China that came over. Our class had to go over to China, and we were there for 2 months.
Wow.
We all bought bikes and we were riding around.
People who are not familiar with traditional Chinese medicine or acupuncture, and what exactly is it and how does it differ from Western medicine?
So Western medicine, it's wonderful, of course, but they look at symptoms, and the treatment, it's surgery or drugs But I believe that is actually changing, and I'm so excited in my career of 30 years of doing this medicine to see Western medicine like asking people more about their lifestyle habits and getting more into it. And I think they're not prescribing as much. So I'm so happy to see that. So with the acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine, we look at the body as a whole. They'll come in with their symptoms that they want to get treated, but then, what's the root cause? And so are you sleeping? Are you bloated? What's your energy level like? And we get into mind-body stuff. If there's any, depression, anxiety, and there's a whole Chinese system of looking at that, like which meridian is out of balance. And so with a lot of people that are angry, that's your liver meridian. If you're afraid and scared, there's anxiety, that's your kidneys. If you're worrying, overthinking, can't sleep at night, that's your spleen. And so we use the acupuncture to balance out those meridians and release the energy. So all disease in Chinese medicine, the basic little, when you get down to the little bit, it's a blockage in your system. And where is that blockage? So we use traditional Chinese medicine to try to discover, ask questions, look at the person. We look at the clarity of your eyes, that's your Shen. We look at your body type, your body language, everything. So that's all incorporated into our diagnostic process. And then you do the intake, go deep into lifestyle, are you married, do you have kids, or how long has this been happening, and there's a lot of crying. I have a box of tissues in my office. Like, here you go. Yep. And it's fine. The crying is a big release. And so, we take the history and then come up with a treatment plan based on the individual symptoms. And the plan can be, if it's an acute thing, it's easy to fix, superficial. But if it's long-standing, chronic, then you're going to need to come in for probably 6 treatments, 3 to 6, and then come back for maintenance. Mm-hmm. So that's...
How long is your initial meeting with people when you do meet them?
So the first visit is an hour, mm-hmm. and that will include a treatment. And the first treatment, if anyone has never had acupuncture before, then we talk about the acupuncture, what it's going to feel like. And there is definitely a lot of fear around, oh my God, a needle.
Yeah.
Big time. Everyone's afraid of needles. But these aren't like hypodermic needles. You can put 40 acupuncture needles into a hypodermic needle.
They're no way. Tiny. Oh my gosh. Wow.
And
that's a lot.
I know. And it's such a gentle treatment. You feel it, but it's not painful. Mm-hmm. And most of my patients get into a very deep, relaxed state, like alpha state, like you're falling asleep. It's just like you go in, the needles are in place, it's moving the energy through the body, connecting to the other points, right. Coursing through the meridians, pushing through anything that's blocked.
What would be a reason for why someone would come and see you? Either it's been suggested by someone, or why would a person walk into your room or book an appointment with you?
So obviously pain.
Okay.
I've had years and years of, I've tried everything. Mm-hmm. I've done it all.
Like back pain, shoulder pain?
Back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain.
Okay.
Yeah, any kind of musculoskeletal pain.
Okay.
And they want to try acupuncture. They're trying everything. Nothing's working. So I get a lot of last-ditch effort. That's kind of in the past. That's how it started. And so I'm like, all right, I'm treating pain. But with that, what is creating the pain? You're sitting up at work. Are you sitting too much? Are you moving? What's your movement like? What are you eating? Are you eating inflammatory foods?
Yeah.
Are you just drinking 5 cups of coffee and 8 cocktails a night? Mm-hmm. You're going to be inflamed. Mm-hmm. So we talk about that. And then do the treatment. So to me, musculoskeletal pain is easy. That is really easy to release the surface. It's the other underlying organs that could be out of balance. And so, diet is a huge piece, and movement. So
normally when you treat someone, let's say someone comes in for shoulder pain.
Right.
You do that treatment on them, and I'm going to guess that you're able to peel back those layers.
Exactly.
And find everything else, and maybe where it stems. Because sometimes pain for people is also emotions that they're holding.
Exactly.
Well, right?
Yeah, the mind body, there's no separation.
Right.
And then the mind and the gut. So a lot of digestive disorders, I treat that quite a bit as well. If you're bloated, then... And depending on where you're bloated, upper, middle, or lower. So upper, you could be burping, you probably have acid reflux, heartburn, and that connects to the vagus nerve. So the vagus nerve is central to digestion. So I always treat the vagus nerve. And then if it's middle, that's the small intestine, and that can be the SIBO. So you could have some bacteria in there, and you're like really bloated, like pregnant bloated. And then the lower GI, that can get, painful, and then you're passing gas quite a bit, and you have trouble with your stools, or there's some, IBS symptoms. And in that case, you're not absorbing, like the large intestine is where everything gets absorbed. And so if it's bloated, then there's a food in there that you're sensitive to. And it's just, instead of going through the intestines, it's creating a gas, and you're getting bloated. So I look at food sensitivities as well. I've been doing that for 30 years. I do muscle testing for food sensitivities.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, very cool. So what are some common misconceptions that people have about acupuncture or traditional Chinese medicine? And actually, can I ask you a question as well? What is like the difference between acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine?
So acupuncture is a modality of traditional Chinese medicine.
I see.
So that's one piece of it. So we were talking about what's a modality versus a system of medicine.
Okay.
You have acupuncture, acupressure, gua sha, and
putting you on the spot here.
That's all right. But there's other ways to get the energy to move. Like, it's not all just needles. I use auricular ear seeds, acupressure. Sometimes I'll just get a channel, a meridian to move, and I'll do acupressure on that. I do abdominal massages and try and get things moving in that arena.
Acupuncture just might be one of the most identified as traditional Chinese medicine.
Yeah,
most
most
popular.
people know.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right. It's definitely, like, if you're getting a massage and you're still not getting those knots out, like, you can do dry needling type of acupuncture, which a lot of physios and chiros are doing now, which is really cool. As long as I don't call it acupuncture. Sorry, I have to say that. But you get to the insertion and the origin of the muscle, and then there's these assure points or trigger points, and then you go in and needle those, and you can release a muscle really quickly, better than sitting there rubbing it or trying to stretch it.
Right. Okay. So acupuncture is a modality of
traditional Chinese medicine.
Got it. Now, what are some misconceptions then about acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine that you find that a lot of people have?
There's like, a lot of people are afraid of it, which is really sad, because it's really gentle and restorative. They think that it hurts or it's weird, or I have 3 brothers, and they're like, "You're not getting near me with a needle." It's just they're very Western, and so. But it's becoming way more mainstream. There's way more information. Like, there's influencers now. There's Dr. Google. So the information has exploded, and I love that, because, it gives people more access to it. And in America, I just read this article. There's only like 5% of Americans will use acupuncture. So, but yeah, it's growing though. Still growing.
Getting there.
Yeah.
Do you think that another reason why people aren't using it as much, because we talked to Gary about this, and he's like, a lot of people just kind of view it as a bunch of woo-woo kind of stuff.
I can vouch 100% it works. Please, it works. I've even gone down the road where I was struggling with some allergies, and really horrible, and I went to the Western doctor. I got the antihistamines, and then I went to I went and got acupuncture, and boom, I'm like, oh, why didn't I go in the first place?
Yeah,
you just forget, like, you can, get that kind of work done, and it's super supportive.
Okay, so let's go down the road of perimenopause and menopause, and treating it with traditional Chinese medicine. So how do you go about doing that?
So that's one of my favorite. So you begin when you're born, and your ovaries have like 2 million eggs. And when you get to puberty, you start having your period. And so you lose those eggs every month. You'll have like 1,000 eggs, but one will come out, become the the follicle, the dominant follicle, then you ovulate, and that becomes your period, or you get pregnant. Mm-hmm. And so that happens, and then you have many years of, reproductive years. And so as it ends, you start to skip periods. We know all the symptoms here. You guys have been talking about it. It's wonderful. But that's okay. Like, it's part of natural life. So by the time you get to menopause, you're done. There's not that many eggs, dominant follicles in your ovaries anymore. And then you stop having your period, and you get into a new phase. So with all these changes in the body, naturally, there's good things and there's bad things. There's always yin and yang in each phase of these. When you're a teenager, you're crazy, right? It's just so many things happening. And, these hormones, like, it's really intense. And same thing with perimenopause. So I kind of put those on that bell curve, like, okay, you started off this way, now you end this way. And so for me, treating women at any stage in that arena, I just look at where are they at, what symptoms are they having, and it's not necessarily, looking. I mean, I do look at blood works, but I can see if you're progesterone deficient or excess, and so with the acupuncture, I can balance that out very easily.
Okay. What do women usually complain about? Like in perimenopause or menopause, would it be like the hot flashes?
Oh yeah, hot flashes, night sweats, the irascibility, the brain fog, insomnia.
And you work at treating all of that?
Oh yeah. Also, the pelvic health, urinary system, like that's a big one.
Yeah.
Like some women start getting UTIs or they start having issues with that, and I treat that, and that's a combo of acupuncture and supplements, and there are Chinese herbs. I don't have Chinese herbs on island. If I was up in the States, I have an online pharmacy, so I would probably do more herbal work, but down here it's just the energy work with the needles and supplements.
Okay. What's the most common imbalances that you do see when you are working with women?
Hormones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not
absolutely
not just in perimenopause, right? It's even if women are not getting regular periods, or if they're trying to get pregnant and they can't get pregnant, you would also work on that with them.
I have a huge. I work with the Cayman IVF Center. I do the pre and post, the transplants, embryo transplants, and I work a lot with those women. And I also have a 3-month fertility enhancement program. And it starts with, is your cycle regular? That's number one. That's a vital sign.
Right. Yeah.
And so if they're not regular, then, what's causing it? Everyone's got a period tracker, and they come in, I'm like, what day are you on? And so I'll do specialized treatments. If they're trying to get pregnant, I'll go do a treatment on like day 6 when the follicular phase starts and the FSH is firing. And then I'll do a fertile window treatment to enhance the ovulation. And I have them checking their ovulation with the sticks. And so it's a lot of education for them. And if they have PMS symptoms, luteal phase symptoms, then they're going to get treated in that phase too. But if they're not, then we just do like the first half of the month for the fertility.
Right.
And so that, getting your hormones sorted early on before you get into perimenopause. So I do a lot of education on that as well. Like, okay, you want to breeze through your change. And, change is good.
A lot of positive does come with it, for sure.
Yeah, big time.
Some negatives as well.
But like perimenopause, like you're in the perfect storm. Like your kids are becoming teenagers, your parents are getting older, and you're in the middle, and you're trying to, keep your life is changing, your world is changing, and you have to embrace it. And you can do it naturally, and with your breath and mind body work, your friends, like having a good network of people to support you, and so it's all I look at all of that when I'm treating someone.
Okay. And another question in terms of on the perimenopause and the menopause ladies.
So I start with the feet, and so I'll get them grounded. So I go, okay, I'm going to ground your energy now, and I just want you to take some breaths and, settle into the table, feel the table supporting you. So I start at the feet and work on the liver. So the liver is the, like the irascibility, anger. It's the emotional meridian. So I'll start with that. And then I work on the spleen. So the spleen meridian goes up from the foot, up the middle of your leg, and it surrounds the uterus area. So I'll work on the spleen, so get that opened up. If there's any digestive issues, stomach 36 is a wonderful point. If it's really bad digestive issues, and there's going to be 2 or 3 points there to really enhance the effect of that point. I always treat the center. So now I'm going to go and center the patient, and there's 4 wonderful women's health points on the abdomen. So there's one like 2 inches above the belly button, 2 inches below, and out to the side. It's called the diamond treatment. So that accesses like major energy centers or chakras, you can call them. So this one here is emotional, big time emotion. It just, sometimes it's like a brick in there. And so we release that. And then the lower one treats all the reproductive organs, your ovaries, your uterus. So all those get synced. If there's issues with the ovaries, PCOS, or someone's trying to get pregnant, I'll needle the ovaries. And then I come up to the upper body. Actually, I skipped. So I'm working up the body. I work from grounding up. So, Higu, this is a big headache point, but this one connects with the liver. So it creates a system of flow, like a figure 8, infinity. And so the energy starts going up your leg, crosses in the middle, it goes over. So it crosses the body. And so those points go in. I do the thymus gland or the heart chakra. I'll do the vagus nerve. And I always do connect the head to the body with some gallbladder points. That's my favorite treatment. And then top of the head, heavenly energies.
I've had that one.
Oh, you have?
Yes, I have.
There's a lot of reflective points to the endocrine system. Mm-hmm. So I'm working on that level. Like here, there's the adrenals. I'm doing the hypothalamus. Have you had this one done? That's a big...
in between the eyes.
Yeah.
For the people that are listening, because they can't see. The
pineal gland, the pituitary. I do some thyroid points. And then I'll treat the vagus nerve as well. If people are having a lot of acid reflux, digestive, along with emotional. So that's been really effective to release that.
What's the most common feeling that most people get when they leave? Like, do they feel tired? I remember feeling tired, I feel, afterwards.
Yeah, they some people are a little spaced out. So, if they really go deep, like you get into the alpha state, like where you're going to fall asleep, like you're just drifting in. And, I don't talk much during the treatment. I'll check on them and check the needles, make sure they're working. So the 20-minute treatment, so the heart pumps blood. It takes 20 minutes for the heart to pump the blood to the feet and back up. So if you overlaid the meridian system with the circulatory system, the nervous system, the lymphatic system, there's a lot of correlations on those charts. And so when I'm doing the 20 minutes, like this is how long it takes to circulate. And I check the needles throughout the treatment, and I'd say like 95% that it's done. Like when I put the needle in, it grabs, there's chi on the needle. Like you want to make sure otherwise it's like
you can feel it in your fingers?
Oh yeah, it's like I can feel it when I'm putting the needle in. I get the chi. Like I'm the one that's organizing your energy right now. So I have to know as a practitioner, am I getting that chi on the needle? So after 20 minutes, there's nothing there. It's done its job.
Okay.
So
is there a transfer of energy to you from people?
I do. I also do qigong for myself. Mm-hmm. Like when I'm working, my feet are planted in the ground. I'm working from here, my center of gravity. Where the yin and the yang mix in my abdomen, and then the energy comes out through my hands. So my hands are really warm and tingly when I'm working, and I'm just focusing on either putting energy in if someone is weak or pulling it out if they're excess. So it's all about each needle, you can adjust it. So you turn it clockwise to add energy, you turn it counterclockwise to drain energy.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I have had acupuncture, and I do recall the twisting, but I didn't really think too much about what it was or why.
No. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I love it. So
that's so cool.
It's very neat.
Yeah, it's not just like a dartboard.
Yeah,
we're not like
going.
Now, I do.
Although if I was Ted Lasso, I'd be good.
I do have one other question. Traditional Chinese medicine clocks.
Oh, the circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's a 24-hour clock. So each meridian system has a 2-hour window. Mm-hmm. So that's 12 meridians. So there's 14 meridians. There's 12 organ-related meridians: the spleen, the liver, the kidneys, the lungs, the heart, the small intestine, large intestine, blah, blah, blah. And then there's 2 meridians, the center channel, which I use quite a bit. And then there's one that goes down your spine. And so the Chinese clock, and they've done so much research on this, it's amazing.
It's really neat.
Yeah. So I have probably, I don't know what the percentage is, but so many people come in. It's like, I wake up between 2 and 4, or like I'm wide awake at 5 a.m. and I have to go to the bathroom. Like that's large intestine meridian talking. The 2 to 4 is like liver meridian and spleen. So it's amazing. So there is a Chinese clock there, and that has to do actually with when you should eat your meals, when you should be resting, when you should be active. So it makes a big difference. So if you're off your circadian rhythm, then things will probably get out of balance.
Yeah, I like looking at it when I'm working with clients, when they tell me that there's certain times in the night that they wake up.
Oh, good. Yeah. That's amazing.
And like you were saying, it's usually between the 2 and the 4 a.m.
Right.
So the idea is that time for them, it triggers something?
Is it almost like you have to work on their liver because that's where it's showing up?
It's kind of, it's like a signal. Yeah. It's a symptom.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you can use that diagnostic in addition to the other things that you're learning about them to create a treatment. It's like, okay, well, your spleen is off. So let's look at, are you eating late at night? Right. Are you over worrying? So a lot of times I tell people with sleep, take that upper layer of your thoughts and put them into a journal. Like do, sleep hygiene. And that's why I love the internet. Like it's all over like sleep hygiene, and people are getting better about, the screens and eating earlier and stuff like that.
Eating earlier for menopause and perimenopause is fantastic as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, as you age too, your digestion starts to slow down. Things start to slow down. Gravity takes its toll. It's just a part of aging. It doesn't have to be bad. I mean, there's things that you can do, of course, but I did a study. So people between the age of 40 and 60, that's when they go on medications like high blood pressure, statins. That's when things start to happen in the body. And then they stay on them. And so I like to work with people in that realm as well.
To help them get off of it, or to...
Well, currently I'm working with some doctors on, okay, this person came in, they're 55, they have high cholesterol now suddenly. Like their labs have been normal now. I'm like, all right, give me 3 months. Give them 3 months. Let's start some different movement, like regular movement, choosing the right foods. And you can, even if it's a DNA one, your whole family has cholesterol,
Okay.
All right. So you practice functional medicine. How do you integrate your work with functional medicine with traditional Chinese medicine?
So when I took a sabbatical a couple years ago and went and I did functional medicine nutrition, and I took functional medicine university classes and got my practitioner license. Not really a license, but a certificate. And so with functional medicine, it's more like Western medicine. So you're doing GI testing, hormone testing, the Dutch test, food sensitivity testing. So I did that for a while in the States. If I was going to do it here, I'd have to bring all the test kits here, and Dr. Bella's doing it. And so I do what I'm doing now functionally is looking at all their labs. And I go, send me your labs. You're my patient. I want to see your blood works. And I use that. And I still do food sensitivity testing and go really deep into diet. You know, are you getting protein, fiber, fats, the right macros, and movement, big time movement. So when, how, too much, too little, all that. And then mind, body, of course. So, you know, are you able to manage your stress well? Are you having, you know, mental health difficulties? So get into that more. But I still treat with the acupuncture.
Right. So the results, like the lab results or the test results, would then determine how you treat them?
I like to get you got to get your vitamin D tested. If someone seems like their tongue is pale, their hands are cold, like go get your blood, get your anemia, check for anemia. If they're vegetarian, vegan, get your B12 checked. Go a little deeper into the testing.
Right.
And so I'll actually write out a list, like go tell your doctor that you want to have this checked as well.
Right.
And then the hormones too, just to make sure they're in the proper ranges. So
you do work with conventional doctors,
yes.
Work together. How does the collaboration look? How does that look in your world?
So on Cayman, actually, you have to get a referral for acupuncture. Like a lot of insurance covers it.
Yeah.
And so I have some wonderful doctors that I work with, and they love having this available that they can, you know, send them to us and, you know, have the patient get results and feel better through a natural way. So the collaboration is excellent. I love working with the Western doctors, and I love, you know, sometimes I have to email them like, what do you think about this?
Yeah.
Like, what do you, like, this is complicated. And so.
And I think this goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Two things, actually. One is just how great the island can be for collaboration and how supportive people can be. But also, we just finished another podcast and we were talking about checking your insurance to see what is actually covered.
Right.
Because we do pay a lot for insurance down here. And
you might not be aware of what is covered.
I didn't know that acupuncture was covered.
Yeah, under some plans it is. Right. Not all of them, but mine. Yeah, check and see.
I know what they all are.
Yeah. Or ask Bonnie.
I'll ask you after.
But yeah, it's really, really nice here to have that. And it's not so much so up in the US. So
yeah,
it's another bonus for being here.
Yeah, and in Canada too.
Yeah, same. So we know that midlife isn't just hormonal changes. We have talked a little bit about the brain fog and the night sweats and that you can help with, and all the fun stuff that acupuncture can help with. But how does acupuncture or traditional Chinese medicine help support like the deeper emotional kind of transitions and personal transformations that people go through in midlife?
Right. So with the acupuncture treatment itself, because you're freeing up energy that's blocked, and a lot of times, you know, you can circle around and around and around in your mind, and you can't figure out what's happening. There's so much happening. And so within the treatment, you'll get into a deep, relaxed state, and that releases like layers of. And so a lot of times it's a self-discovery, like, okay, this is what I need to do. It's not like people don't even have to talk about what's happening in their body. If they get the treatment, then they can just release that energy. So if it's a big, you know, emotional crisis time, then you could get a big healing response. People might start crying. They might like go and do something. I'm like, don't go home and clean out your closet. Like, just take that energy, that excess energy that you've had in your body. It's just been blocked. You've been so tired and exhausted, but now you have this big piece of energy. Like, just sit with it, bring it back in, realize that this is how your energy can be, without all this excess mental
Yeah. Heaviness.
things happening.
Yeah. How do emotions like grief, stress, or anxiety show up in the body from a Chinese medicine perspective?
So that's a really good question. So that's another piece. So kidneys house the fear, and kidneys are also low back. So a lot of like financial fear and anxiety gets stuck in the back.
Ah.
And so I look at that when I'm treating low back pain and, are you sitting too much? How are you moving? All that. And then the liver, that's when, your anger gets out of control and the stress, it just piled on. And so it just builds up in the liver. And then physically, you'll see liver typically in the neck and shoulders. Liver, gallbladder are a paired organ, yin and yang organ. And so all the points at the base of the skull, your shoulders, and the mid-back are all liver.
You don't have a gallbladder.
So the body will...
Question.
Some people don't.
Yeah.
Question.
I mean, there's the Western piece, don't eat fat, don't eat, you be careful with, can't eat chips anymore. If you do, you're going to get in trouble, I think. But so the body will rebalance itself without an organ.
Okay.
So you can live without a gallbladder.
Yeah.
But
so
the gallbladder...
You just don't have that yin and yang anymore?
So the gallbladder is an interesting organ. It's a like indecision. So if people come in, I can't make up my mind about this. It's just like, it's like
Right.
encourage. Like if you're like kind of stuck and you can't decide. And so that's the gallbladder energy. And then spleen is worrying. Spleen and stomach are the worry. And so, like if you're going to do a talk, you might get butterflies in your stomach.
Right.
So you can feel that. So that's a definite relation. And then heart energy, that's like joy. And you can have inappropriate joy where you like laugh at something that's not even funny, right? And it's like, that's a little out of balance, right? And then grief is a big one that's housed in the lungs. So a lot of times with grief, you get breathing problems. And so I do a lot of cupping with that.
Okay.
So there's a series of cupping treatments you can do on the back and a lot of percussion, a shiatsu percussion. So people's immune systems get depleted. You see it a lot in elderly people, like their partner will die, pass on, and then they get sick.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Like so common. Yeah. So, so those are the main ones.
Yeah. Okay.
So when someone comes in to see you, do you ask them what their emotions are like, or do you let them speak, or...
I always ask, like, how are you managing your stress? How's your stress level? And some people are like, I don't have any stress. And then, and then after we're talking and,
Or if someone comes in to see you and says, I have a lot of really low back issues, would you then like cater your questions to ones that would be involved in the low back to just try to get to a little bit more of the root?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. So I actually go through, I look at them physically, are their hips out of balance? Is one leg shorter? I check the bony landmarks. I check the tissue in there. Sometimes there's like a brick in there. And how long have you had it? If it's something they did in the gym like a week ago, like that, it's going to take 6 weeks to repair for the blood to run through it, the fighter killer T cells, and to restore the tissue. And massage helps, and needles help. But if it's long-standing, chronic, we're going to go deeper with the questions and the mind-body piece. So
that's where the tears come up.
Yeah. You got to get in there.
Yeah.
Get to the heart of it.
Yeah.
You've been in this field for over 30 years. How have you seen the conversation around women's health and menopause evolve during that time?
Right. That's a really good question. So many things have changed. I was like a pioneer, like going to acupuncture school and just taking a big leap of faith, really. I was part of, when I went through menopause, that study like, oh, you can't take estrogen, it's going to give you breast cancer. And the breast cancer itself, I've seen so many changes with that. I had my dear friend from high school passed when she was 50, and she had the estrogen breast cancer that metastasized so fast. So that has changed so much, and I'm so appreciative of that. And then the HRT, that was much more invasive than it is now. Like now I'm seeing, oh, you got a 0.5 estradiol patch and you're doing 100 milligrams of progesterone at night for sleep. And that seems to work to take care of a lot of the symptoms. I used to use a lot more herbal. I used to do black cohosh and ashwagandha. And so, I mean, everyone knows about that now.
Yeah.
Right.
But still, even with that prescribing, the natural things, there's still, you need to do individualized. It's like, it's not like handing out this and that.
Right.
You got to be careful of that.
Right. Just because we saw it on Instagram or we heard somebody talking about it doesn't mean it's going to work for you. It might.
Yeah.
But it might not.
Well, and I think you can also put yourself in a bit of danger too by maybe consuming the wrong dosing. And
Right. I always ask if they're taking something, is it working? Is it working for you? How are your symptoms? And sometimes they say no.
Yeah.
Like, okay, don't take it.
Yeah, stop.
Why would you take it?
Yeah.
I mean, you can take it for a while and have it build up in your body, then you'll see the result. But if you're taking it without really knowing, I do a lot of, I'm like, all right, bring in your stuff. Some people bring in these boxes of supplements. I'm like, okay. And I go through each and every one, and I'm like, yeah, these are like the same thing. Take these in the morning, take these at night. Yeah, you don't need this. So people buy them. They go in, they're like feeling this symptom, and then they take the supplement, and it sits, and then it gets expired in their cabinet. It's so classic.
it is.
It is. It happens a lot. Yeah.
One good thing, the women I used to treat would also come in with their prescription meds. And, 10 or 12 prescription meds. I'm like, oh no, you're not being taken care of.
Yeah.
No.
Like these all interact with each other, and this is expired. And so I did that quite a bit in the beginning, just looking at, and there was a website you could go in and type in all the drugs, and they'd show
The interactions.
Oh, yeah.
that has gotten a lot better, definitely. I mean, it's still happening, but that breaks my heart. So,
Yeah. What role does recommend or discourage for women in perimenopause or menopause?
So, if you want to keep your hormones stable, like we're all like, we're like a car,
Yeah.
Like, we're just a piece of nature. And, the sun rises, the sun sets. You want to get in sync with your surroundings, the environment that you're in. You need regular oil changes. You need to put gas in the tank. And so I love to have people to stabilize their metabolism, breakfast plus or minus an hour each day, lunch, dinner. And then I want them to plan out what they're going to have so they're not like grabbing something at the last minute. And everybody's, food choices, you got to get your macros. And so I do that to stabilize their metabolisms, and that will in turn change their hormones or balance their hormones. So during the day you have adrenaline, you're working, running around, doing all the things you need to do. And then at night you have cortisol. And so that axis, I treat that a lot.
Oh, okay.
When I'm doing the points in the abdomen and then the points up here, thinking about that in my head. Okay, we're going to balance adrenal, cortisol axes. And that's a really important piece. So same thing, sleep hygiene, getting to bed on time. You want to go to bed with the sun. When the sun goes down, you got to start getting ready. The sun comes up, get outside, get your cortisol shot from the sun, the light in your eyes, and move around a little bit, stretch. You might be sore. And some people wake up, they're achy because the blood at night, the blood pools in different tissue that need it. That's when the restoration happens if you're injured. And so I'm like, get up. I know you're crawling out of bed, but just go outside for like 10 minutes, do some twists, You don't have to do a full exercise thing, but
Yeah.
get moving.
Right.
Yeah.
So don't
That's
sit
my-
on the
that's my
couch and
advice.
drink coffee.
Then you can go have your coffee.
For an hour.
I mean, if you need a sip of coffee, coffee's another
Drink it
thing. Just
outside.
remember, coffee's a diuretic.
Drink it outside.
What'd you say? Drink it up. That's perfect.
Take it on your walk with you.
But coffee is a diuretic. And, if you're not replacing with 2 glasses of water for 1 cup of coffee,
Ooh,
you have to.
I need to up my water game.
I mean, your whole body, your tissue
Yeah.
is going to suffer. So you have to be hydrated, especially in Cayman. Oh my God, it's so dehydrating here.
Right.
Yeah, true.
So I tell people get your water bottle designated so you can measure how much you're having throughout the day. You should do like 3 liters ish, 2 liters, 2 to 3 liters, depending on your activity.
Plus more if you drink more coffee.
So if you're drinking, I have people. How much coffee you drink? I have 6 cups a day. I'm like, what?
Define cup.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah,
heard
it's
that
such a wonderful. I love coffee, but it doesn't love me. So I have like that much.
Oh, do you?
I know, but I could drink it all day. But it would mess me
I
up.
could too, all day. I
Completely.
literally could drink it all day.
So coffee.
don't.
Stop drinking
I
coffee.
mean, I still drink too much though, I think.
Yeah.
I think I do. Yeah.
So with that situation, it's like, okay, then you're living off your coffee, not your adrenals. So you want to build up your adrenals so that you don't need the coffee.
I don't think I need it. I
So
like
tasty.
it.
I know. It's delicious.
You were going to say you stopped drinking coffee.
Yeah,
Were you going to give a time of day or were you going to give a...
I tell patients, like, don't limit the coffee, after 10 or 11. It's going to interfere with your sleep, your gut health.
After 10 or 11 in the morning.
Yeah, 10 or 11 in the morning.
So don't try not to do the 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock coffee
Yeah,
jump
a lot of
to get you through the day.
British people like to have their tea.
Right.
And so that has caffeine in it.
Right. Yeah.
And so it doesn't, that counts as well. You can have an herbal tea, a decaffeinated tea.
Yeah, but I can definitely, I'm at work. I see a lot of people going for their afternoon pick me up.
Right.
That's a
for
cortisol
sure.
thing
So
too.
well, it also depends on what you have for lunch.
Right.
So if you're having a lunch that's really heavy, you're going to fall asleep after
Right.
lunch. So you want to have, a protein and a veggie for lunch, and that should boost you up.
Yeah.
If you're getting an afternoon slump, which is really common as well, you can look at the clock, and you can maybe do a little movement to bring your chi up, just some
Go for a little
stretching. And,
walk.
anything to build chi in the body. You have to eat healthy food. Exercise can build your energy. Being around positive people can put energy into you, and
Right.
can
And vice versa.
vice versa. Yeah, it can suck the life out of you.
Yeah, right. Right. It's true. Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah. If someone is nervous about needles, like we had talked about, are there other traditional Chinese medicine treatments that they can explore for their hormonal or emotional health?
Yes. So the auricular, they're just ear seeds. It's a radish seed, vacaria seed. So those are the most tonifying. Then there's gold pellets that you can use, and those are more stimulating. And there's silver pellets. So there's different varieties of ear seeds you can use. And then the whole ear is like a microcosm of the body.
Oh,
So
like
I don't know
different
if-
places on the ear signify different things?
Right,
Ah.
right. So there's body points. There's like a uterus point. There's Shenmen calms the central nervous system. So I'll put, for someone in perimenopause, menopause, I'll do the kidneys, spleen, liver, Shenmen, uterus, ovaries, just to keep those. And people it's like acupuncture to go. So you can press the ear seed if you're feeling stressed or
Like you can just kind of rub it.
yeah, and they
between
stay
your
in for
fingers.
about a week. You can take showers with them. I do acupressure for people that are really needle sensitive. So I'll run along the spleen meridian and do the kidney points and do higu and connect everything. But generally, I try to talk them into getting the needles.
Yeah. Ease them in somehow.
Once you do it, though, you're fine.
Yeah,
afterwards.
once
it's
the-
just that initial
Taking
thought.
away
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've treated children. Like, I I've had babies that I've treated. They don't even feel the needles.
Right.
Between like 3, like 2, forget it. They're going to be screaming, crying.
Yeah.
But when they get to be about 8 or 9, depending on who they are, I have quite a few kid patients.
Ah.
And with all kinds of different things happening in their life.
Oh, interesting.
And so with the kids, I'll just do like 4 needles, and then I'll do some cupping. Okay. So yeah, cupping's another great way to move the energy. You can pop the cups on and let them sit, and it moves the blood and the superficial tissue. Or you can do like running cups, where you're actually moving. And so that's another way to do it.
Yeah. Interesting. What is one thing you wish more women knew about their bodies and how traditional Chinese medicine could support them, especially during midlife?
So I guess it's Eastern philosophy, not Buddhism per se, but just like putting yourself into a different context. Like, we're part of nature. Like, everything changes. There's seasons. So understanding that, the flow of life and where you're at, it's all meant to be. Like, you're in the perfect place. And so, you're trying to hang on to your younger years, your glory days, or
I was going to say.
You're so scared to get old and
don't resist it.
Yeah, you're going to get old. Like, there's no way you're not going to get old. So there's no, you can worry about it. You can do what you can to, keep your beauty going and take care of yourself. And, but there's a lot of social things that happen, changes and family things. But there's also a lot of wonderful things that happen. Like, you have a lot of wisdom. Like, we're meant as women in other cultures, we're like wise women, the older women, like, yay. So we know how to help other people. We know what to do in different situations. We've gone through it. We've lived through it. So it's actually a really good time of life.
Yeah, very good. All right. You want to do it?
No, go ahead.
All right.
No.
How can, if people want to learn more about you or learn more about your practice, how can people get in touch with you, or where can anybody find you?
So I work at a line in Kamana Bay. I do offer a free 15-minute consult if everyone's curious. I'm so happy to talk about it and what I think that where I can get you with your symptoms and where you're at in your life. So at Align, we work as a team. We're an integrated team, and we have physios, chiro, massage. There's specialist physios there that do TMJ and scoliosis, and we do Pilates there with the physio. So it's a really great for me, as I worked for myself for so many years, but now I'm like, you need to go next door and see the chiro.
Right.
Or I want you to do like 6 weeks with a physio for your pain.
Yeah.
And then vice versa, they'll send people to me to do hormone balancing, food testing, emotional balancing. So if they're not getting anywhere with the pain and the physical things, and they need a little deeper treatment with the acupuncture. And
you said that there's something with a new chair.
Oh, so we have. So exciting. It's exciting to me because I haven't, the pelvic health is a really interesting area of the body. Like, who thinks about their pelvic health? Nobody.
Yeah.
Anyway,
not as much as we should.
We have a pelvic health chair. It's designed by Germans that put together this electromagnetic frequencies, and it goes through different phases. And so the frequencies address bladder issues. So if someone's leaking or you're rushing to the bathroom, you get up 5 times at night to go to the bathroom. You have chronic UTIs. And so this strengthens. It's like doing 12,000 Kegels. And then who does Kegels, right?
Right. Yeah.
Not 12,000 of them. That's
so you do a series, like it's a mini series. You can do 6 treatments, and then you do that once a year preventatively. If you have actual issues, you're incontinent, got to wear a diaper. I don't want to wear a diaper, but anyway, people do. You shouldn't say that. You can scrap that.
We can take that out.
Okay. So people that need it for incontinence or urinary issues, then it's a wonderful way to address that.
So it's not like you can use it preventatively, but you can also improve
Right.
if you've lost.
What about
Exactly.
for people who have had the prolapsed bladder?
Yes.
Like, they can't reverse it, right?
It strengthens the bladder.
So
big
that you
time.
don't end up going down that route.
Right. It's perfect for that.
And it's a
Yeah.
chair that you just sit on. And
So you sit on it. It's this modern looking chair, and you put your perineum. You sit over it, and you.
Do you wear clothes?
No, you just wear what you wear. You just
Okay.
come in. It's a 28-minute treatment. You sign up for a series of 6, and you just come in, sit in the room, and at first it's like a little whoa, 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 and then
I can imagine too.
It's also good for like if you have any low back, you can shift your body on the chair. You can do your hips. But it really helps like people like with C-sections that have multiple kids too. It really changes the energy and the tissue. Like
does it vibrate?
Yeah.
Does it vibrate?
it
Or what is it?
sends vibrations
feel
up.
it?
Yeah, it's electromagnetic waves. And so you're like you can feel it. It's like whoa, 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 whoa.
So
I mean,
crazy.
you're like you're doing Kegels,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I think it's so interesting because, well, as an engineer, that they created this. It's super high tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vibrational. Every organ, every tissue in your pelvic area has a different frequency associated with it, and they go
guys-
through all the different frequencies.
Oh, okay.
So it
You guys
addresses
could
the whole.
easily buy like 6 of them and have a party for a bunch of women.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
sitting,
you
like
could.
hanging out
Really.
for a half an hour and having a chat.
It's really popular in Europe. Like it's taken off a little bit in the U.S., but it's big time there. Like everyone does it
Really?
in Dubai,
crazy.
and
Oh, that's so cool.
That's crazy. Okay.
something to look forward to,
So
ladies.
much we don't even know about. Yeah.
Pelvic chair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah.
Oh,
very
thank you for
interesting and
having
very
me.
exciting.
I'm so honored, and
Yeah.
this was fun.
This is so cool.
It's just really great for a lot of people to learn. And this is the other reason why we love doing this, is because there's so many different people that are experienced in different areas that we wouldn't necessarily think may be related to or could help us through perimenopause and menopause. So this was wonderful.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us on Breast Intentions. We hope you felt seen, supported, and maybe had a few laughs along the way. Don't forget to share, subscribe, rate, and review us. Your support keeps the conversation alive. Follow us on social media for more insights, behind-the-scenes fun, and updates on future episodes. Got a topic you want us to dive into? We'd love to hear from you. Remember, life's too short for bad bras, toxic relationships, and kale you don't actually like. So until next time, stay bold and keep your breast intentions exactly where they belong, front and center. Now go crush midlife, or at least today's to-do list. Cheers!